What's up, guys, and welcome to this week's McInnes Marketing Minute. If you can grab that laptop, Jay. No, they've seen it now. They've seen it. You've completely messed it. Put it to your lap because you can't see. Come on.
Excuse me.
Those delicate eyes.
They're not delicate,
Welcome.
they're aged.
You said it, I didn't. What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's McInnes Marketing Minute. We are coming at you from the McInnes Marketing rooftop. Speak.
I've hidden all the other keys. We have the only one in the whole company now. So it's our roof, finally.
And that's how
We've
you're
earned
finding
it.
out, Oakwin.
That's it.
Take that. Yes, but we are in the first month of, the last month. We are
Of the
in the
year.
last month of the year, first week of the month, so therefore we have the statistics released for November. Drum roll. Yes, drum roll, please. So we now have those figures. I think there's a lot of eyes on figures right now, especially with the changing in the market, so people are kind of watching eagerly, looking to see if November followed suit, if you will. And Jay, I think you have some sexy figures for us, but why don't you go ahead and grab that laptop, because we all know that you cannot see from that distance.
I don't need glasses.
You
My
just need
eyes
things
are
really close.
Aging gracefully, and it's just easier for the video if I pull this up. It's more realistic.
Okay.
The Vancouver market. I'm going to start with detached. We're going to go year over year, starting with the month of November 2018 for detached. So sales were 516. Houses, November 2018. That jumped to 825 sales this past November 2019 for detached. That's a 59.9% increase. Huge.
Huge.
Townhomes, 282 sales. November 2018 has jumped to 451 sales.
Again, huge. Same amount of huge.
In 2019, which is apparently also 59.9% of an increase.
Check it and then tell me I'm right.
I don't think you know how to use a calculator. There's no way those could be the exact same percentage differences. However, they are noted here, and that's what you're hearing today. Huge. If Ben is right or wrong on that number, I'm sure it's huge either way. Attached homes, 810 sales, so condos. 810 sales November 2018. 1,222 this past November, which is a 50.9% increase. So if Ben is right or wrong in his percentage add-ups, they're all huge.
We've established
based on
huge.
the last year's numbers compared to today. So that year over year, which some of our viewers like to go by, is a very large increase.
Yeah, and even when you look at that as the grand scheme of things, this month or last month, we were actually 4% above the 10-year average. So
another point that the viewers like to go on.
Yeah, a bit of a sensitive subject, that one.
We, as realtors, and I think any realtor that may be watching will agree, like to go month over month.
Or year over year.
Yeah, I prefer month over month. We're harnessing in on what we're doing today and whatever. But anyway, year over year, of course, gets brought into consideration. And yeah, but the 10-year average, a lot of our viewers find to be a very key number as well.
Yeah. So overall looking positive.
Yes.
And so when you look at the amount of listings that came to market in November 2018, no.
Because your eyes are old like mine.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I've got it. So when we look at the amount of listings that came together or came onto the market last year, November 2018, that number was sitting around 3,500. That number dropped this year to about 2,900. So it's
Supply
a
and
huge
demand.
drop. So, I mean, essentially put it in very simple terms, there's a lot more selling, 60% in some cases more selling, and 13.7% less coming to market. So you've got more properties selling, less coming to market. And you can't see it on the video, but if you go to our blog, at the end we've actually got the yearly charts which show you basically every month in the last year and what's happened with the listings and what's happened with sales. And when you actually see it in front of you, you can see the huge difference as those numbers become a lot closer together, with the listings coming down and sales coming up. And they're extremely close together, which we don't typically, definitely not this time last year, they were way off. So quite a significant change. In terms of home price index, we saw a slight increase last month, or October to November as well. We went from 992,900 to 993,700. So a slight increase. I think probably important to mention to those sellers out there who are thinking their properties are about to jump back up in value.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think these numbers show the supply and demand for sure, but that definitely does not mean that we're back in the heyday of quickly climbing prices with the escalating activity, because we are definitely not there as the home price index has indicated. The activity is definitely there, especially comparing to a year ago, which was very soft. But sellers don't think because all this activity is here that you are back to where you were.
Yeah, we need to see this type of activity happen for a far more consistent time to start putting a real pressure on upward prices. I mean, October, the prices went up like 0.02%. So, I mean, so far it's minimal. So buyers, if you're looking at buying, it's a good time for you because you're still buying relatively at the bottom. Sellers, you can take solace in the fact that if you are listed at the correct pricing, you are more than likely to sell your home, whereas that was more of a question before. So that's what to take from this. Don't necessarily get too far ahead. In terms of the sales to active listings ratio, which is what essentially determines whether we're in a buyer's, balanced or seller's market, October, it was at 23.4%. November, 23.2%.
That's still over that 20.
As we know, if it's above the 20% for a sustained period of time, then that essentially puts us into a seller's market. This is November, I believe, is our second consistent month. So most people look at 3 months. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this month in December, especially being Christmas and New Year, with what happens there.
If it happens again this month, yes, I think that'll be a huge sign of good faith of people's opinion on where the market's going to go next year. Because typically, as you said, December is a softer month just due to people wanting to wait till January or spring, Christmas and the holidays. So this is typically a tapering time. So when we sit down with you this time next month, I think it'll be exciting to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it feels like it's still busy out there. But we'll see what the whole market comes to once we have the stats.
Absolutely. And I think that sums us up for the market update, guys. Of course, any other questions, reach out. More than happy to help. And we will see you again next week. And I have a surprise for you for next week, Jay McInnes.
Really?
Yes.
Exciting.
You're not going to like it, but it's a surprise nonetheless. See you next week.
What is it?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Just tell me what it is.
No.